This week I'm building these overhead cabinets in my van and I'm going to show you guys how I did it. I'm working on the overhead cabinets today. I temporarily put this left one up just so I could see how I want it and the depth I want to cut the open shelving in the back to. So I'm currently cutting the bottoms for both of the overhead cabinets. This is one of the bottoms and I have cut the second one. They're both 13 inches deep. And some of this is going to be an open shelf. Some of this is going to be a closed shelf, and there's other open shelves as well, but I just wanted one huge bottom panel for strength. I have to cut around the control panel, which I've already done because I have been working on the wiring intermittently throughout the van. So I've already done the control panel. I'm gonna cut around that 1/2-inch backing board. And I also have to cut around the wire in the Ford Transit van, which is so annoying and gets in the way of everything I do. I'm making this angled cut here. This is going to be the back of the overhead cabinets. This is a test piece for the back, and then this is a test piece for the top. I have this irregular piece of wood that I had cut out as a hole for one of my, actually I think Tori, no, this is Tori's cut out, but it's just scrap. And I got this straight edge, screwed it in so that I have some reference point, and I'm gonna use this to cut the back of my overhead cabinets. Right now I am doing rib nuts alongside the top of both the left and right side of the van because that's what I'm going to use to hold up the backs of the overhead cabinetry, and then the tops are going to be held up with screws through the furring strips in the roof. I'm pressing the panel into the rib nuts because I put some paint on them, and hopefully it will transcribe the exact location of these rib nuts. Dang it, it didn't. It didn't do it. It's almost 100 degrees today, so I'm gonna run the evaporative cooler. I'm using my Bluetti Apex 300 to power the cooler. We're starting at 100%, and this is very necessary today where it's a really hot day. I'm cutting the front of the top piece on a very slight 7-degree angle. This ends up being straight up and down. If it didn't have this, it would be tilted a little bit out, if you can see, and I want it to be straight. But this part is going to be angled, so I have to cut it on an angle. I just set the table saw to 7 degrees. This is the prototype, which I've already checked is correct, and I'm lining it up here with the blade to confirm that this angle is correct to my prototype, which it is. So now I'm gonna make the cut. This is the back of the cabinet, and I'm gonna make this cut here for an electrical box to deal with all the wiring back there. I cut this out because inside of the cabinet there is an area for the chimney that is attached to my Cinderella incinerating toilet, so I just need to have a little clearance for that. So I added this attachment to the Bluetti, and this is great because it has some cigarette lighters, it has a USB-C port, actually 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, and I can charge my phone and other appliances while I'm working today. Oh, this is still on an angle. I drew the shape of this side for the cabinet here, so you can see that there's a bit of an angle here, and I've now cut the width, so I'm gonna just have to cut this angle now. I have cut all 3 of the side pieces. One is going to go all the way over here by the chimney. The second one is going to split this cabinet in half. And then the third one is going to be the end cap. And then in here, there's going to be a outlet so that I can charge things if I need to. I honestly didn't really need an outlet here for any reason, but I just needed a spot to have all of these wires joined. So I figured, why not put an outlet there? And then I'm thinking of splitting it up pretty much half and half, with some of the storage being in this half and some being in this. And then over here to the right is the chimney, and I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna box that off yet, but I'm gonna try to box it off in a way where I get the most amount of storage. So I'll probably have a little storage back here as well. These pieces here are going to be the back pieces for the open shelf. This isn't gonna be visible. I don't really care how it looks, but I am gonna cut it to the full width so that we have that structure and that support. This saw is awesome because it has this light that projects a shadow, so you can see exactly where the blade is going to line up. And I'm going to cut on the right side of that line that I just measured. Okay, this one is slightly different. It's 51 1/4.
I'm burning bridges with society. Oh, my heart can't be.
I haven't used the bandsaw in a little bit. I made this beautiful cut, and it is going to go right here. This piece of poplar is going to keep this tiny little sliver supported up here. It's going to connect to the bottom. I also created this little cutout here. I haven't screwed everything in yet, but as you can see, there's a piece of wood back there. There's a back here and this side, and this encloses the chimney for the Cinderella incinerating toilet. But also I have a little extra storage back there, so I'm not losing out. This is the Bluetti Apex 300, and I have been using it this week for the van build to power this evaporative cooler to cool me down. I've also used this power station outdoors while camping, watching outdoor movies, using my air fryer, and it has held up so well. I've also used this power station to power the circular saw, the flush cutting router, and the shop vacuum, and other high power tools like that, which is so helpful because this power station is hooked up to its own solar array apart from the off-grid barn that we're at right now. So on cloudy days, I can use this power station instead of taking energy from the building. It's also a really quiet machine, so even when it's running, you can hardly hear it. And for charging, you have silent, auto, or turbo. You have lots of outlets down here. All of these are AC. If that's not enough, you could add an attachment like this to get some more USB-C ports, USB-A ports, and 12-volt outlets. On the sides, you have AC outputs here, AC input, and on the other side, there's a plug for this battery expansion port, and there's also a DC input, which is where I hook up my solar to. This power station is so helpful for van life and off-grid living, and I'm gonna leave the link in the description if you wanna check it out for yourself. Cutting the sides now for the passenger side of the vehicle. Nothing's screwed in yet, but I'm rough fitting these pieces. I have one on the left, and then this is going to be the one in the middle, separating this storage compartment from the control panel area, which will be in here, and you will only be able to see this when you open the cabinet front. And then I did the right side as well, which I have fit in here, but again, this is just loose. I still need to screw it. I just want to dry fit everything to make sure it will work. And I think it's looking pretty good. Now I just need to cut the top.
Good morning, sun's rising. Don't let the light in. I breathe in this feeling. Don't need to fight it. Down on my street, follow my feet. Feel the sun on my skin. Bells ringing, birds singing. Hello, good morning.
I sanded everything, and now it is time to assemble it, screw it, and officially put it into the van. I want to make sure that the front is flush and perfect, so that is going to be my reference and priority while putting this together. I did label things as well so that I could see how it all comes together. We're gonna do the top, which is like this, I think. Okay, when I assemble this top, I'm going to put it facing down like this because I want the front to be flush. And then this one goes like so. Now that I fit this in, for whatever reason, some of these rib nuts are not lining up. The holes are not lining up with the rib nuts. So I'm just going to drill really big holes here and use a washer. Because I drilled these out so big, I have to use washers, which might not look as good, but okay, that one feels sturdy. I feel like the more you put in a van, even though it feels like it would make it more congested, it actually feels more homey and more open and bigger. For some reason, it feels counterintuitive, but that's how I feel about this space. And when you first walk in, you have this really nice open shelf, and I made it curved as well. Then you have this section where there's going to be faces in front of it, so it's going to be closed. You're not going to be able to see what's behind it, so I can really have a good amount of storage in my kitchen, which I'm excited for. And over here, I also have a control panel. This will also have a walnut front concealing it, but when you open it up, I'll be able to access everything I need for my battery system and solar equipment. This I'm really excited for. These are two open shelves. They kind of look like they're floating, and I also cut this curved part here so that I could put some plants over here, and I really love how it turned out. I made these pretty shallow. This side is 3.5 inches and this is 6 inches because I do have a bed here and I didn't want it to feel too crowded when you're sitting or sleeping. But I think it's a pretty good depth for some little pictures and plants and things like that. I'm so happy with how this project turned out, and next week I will finally be tackling the rest of my bathroom and the sliding wall, which I'm so excited about, and I've been anticipating this for a really long time. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe because it really supports my channel, and I'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye!